Did you know that 6 out of 5 students have a problem with fractions? Anyways, that's what I'm here for. Let's talk about math. Students get to have math with me 5 mornings a week. And it's always in the morning when they're fresh. We start our chapters by taking a pretest to see what students may have already known or what they've learned, and then we take a post-test after all the learning and practicing has been done. Students get to their pretest back and they get to set their own proficiency goals, and they track them themselves. They like to see whether they're still below proficient or above proficient. Students begin most chapters with a little bit of exploration, and it's usually done with a partner, and that's where I get to stand back and do some coaching and just kind of coax them along. After they've learned something themselves or become even more frustrated, then that's when I get to step in and introduce the concept that we're working on. And then we do it together, where I do some modeling and they do some practicing in class and maybe even some practice at home. Then they finally get to master it at home with some homework and then prove what they've done by taking a quiz. Now, we have a textbook in class that we use. Most of the instruction is done with a PowerPoint, but our chapters consist of numerical expressions and factors. We do some fractions and decimals, algebraic expressions and properties, areas of polygons, ratios and rates, integers, and coordinate plane. Then we practice working with equations, surface area and volume, and we end the year with statistical measures and doing some data displays. Most work in class is finished, and then I assign homework for even more practice, just for them to hone their skills a little bit more. All homework is counted as 20% of their grade, as well as classwork. So their homework is done, and they get to choose from many different options. They can go online onto bigideas.com and practice there. They may also use 2 or 3 of the worksheets that I have available for practicing, and there's usually 2 or 3 options out of the textbook that they can practice. And as always, in our Big Ideas textbook, there are answers in the back of the book, so as they're at home and they want to check to see if they're doing okay, they can go ahead and do that. So with getting through 2 or 3 lessons a week, we usually have some quizzes that take place, and that's at least 1 or 2 a week, and quizzes can be retaken for full credit, at least during that time that we're studying the chapter. The tests, however, they cannot be retaken. That's kind of like our final product. That's kind of like our magnus opus. So there's no retakes on tests, just on the quizzes. Once again, I mentioned that they can go on bigideas.com. There'll be more information coming home to you the first week of school. If they need some help, there are plenty of resources on Big Ideas. But as I mentioned, homework that's due on Fridays, they compile all the homework that they've done. They give themselves a self-evaluation as to what they think they've done, how much they've completed, and are they understanding it or are they not? And then I grade the homework for accuracy to see if they're actually getting it. I grade it on creativity to see what types of homework they've decided to do. And I also grade on the effort to see how much time they've actually worked on their homework. Sometimes it's really helpful for them to show their work. In 6th grade, they must show all their work, especially on their homework. I understand that math is a difficult subject and often frustrating for a lot of students. So I do make myself available before school and after school, oftentimes on Wednesdays. Please just give me a heads up and let me know.